Welcome to my VRS Indycar training series. I'm Brandon Trano, and in this second video of my three-part series, we're going to focus on running a solo stint and focus on how to get in and out of the pits quickly and effectively. Here I'm going to show you how to adjust your car throughout the stint to keep it from getting too loose and keep the car handling good. The first thing we need to do is set the front ARB to 6, the rear ARB to 1, and the weight jacker to 0. If you don't have the weight jacker as a hotkey, you can find it under the right rear spring perch offset in the controls section. Be sure to set it up before you begin so you can easily adjust it on the fly. And with that, let's get started on lap 1. The first lap of a fuel run is usually the fastest when you're in clean air. When you're running by yourself in a race, pretend that each lap is like a qualifying lap. Be as smooth as possible and avoid using too much steering angle to minimize scrubbing speed. By doing this, you can maintain fast and consistent lap times. As your tires wear, you'll want to add more negative weight jacker every 3 to 5 laps to keep the car from getting too loose and potentially spinning out in the corners. Each driver prefers a different feeling, so adjust to what you feel comfortable with. I've jumped ahead to 1 lap before it's time to pit, and the car will be quite loose by this point in the stint. So throughout the stint, you should have added some negative weight jacker to compensate for this. By now, you should be around -7, and the car should feel pretty stable and secure. Additionally, you should be entering the corners shallower than at the start of the run all the way around the track. You do this because you want the right front tire to work a little bit more than the right rear, because the right rear has a lot of weight on it, which is why it's making the car looser throughout the stint. So using the right front tire more during the laps will help tighten up the car as well as using the weight jacker. As you prepare to pit on this lap, you should be thinking about being aggressive on the entry to make sure you aren't giving up a lot of free time. Many people are overly cautious on green flag pit stops, and this costs them a ton of time. So, you'll want to find a visual cue to use as a braking point. And as you can see here, I begin to brake where these white lines meet, using the pit limiter as an engine brake to help me slow down a little bit faster as well. And we're getting down to the speed limit right as we reach the cones. When you're in the pits, reset your weight jacker back to 0, or you may end up spinning into the first couple corners. This is very important. And as you leave the pits, you'll want to stay to the right on this access road. There's a very nasty bump right here that can really upset the car and actually cause you to spin out. Coming out of the pits, you want to be flat out down the entire access road to not lose any time. And as you get in between turns 1 and 2, you'll come onto the track just crossing over the white line a little bit to help get up to speed. But you need to make sure the track is clear behind you. The rest of the lap is fairly simple. Just get back into the rhythm you were before pitting and get back to being smooth on the wheel. Now that you have learned to qualify, running clean air, and pit quickly under green conditions, I want to share some tips on running in traffic. The third and final video in this series will teach you how to find clean air in the corners by offsetting your car, how to pass on the inside and outside, and how to use the swap drafting technique to get faster lap times and potentially increase the gap to your opponents. Look for that video in the next few days. I'm Brandon Trano, and between now and the final video, you should take some time to practice what we've learned so far. If you want to learn more and see how I approach every track, just go to the URL on your screen to get the setups, my full tutorial, your own telemetry from every lap, personal training, and so much more. Have a great day, and I'll see you on track.